Mona Kimura, a name in the boxing world with a bright future. And yes, all her fans and followers can confirm that. But who is Mona Kimura really? Unlike most fighters, who spend years building a professional record before anyone starts paying attention, Mona Kimura took a different route. When she made her professional debut in late 2024, she had never won an amateur boxing match and had only recently transitioned into kickboxing. On paper, there was nothing about her that suggested she was about to become the start in women's kickboxing. That was exactly why so many opponents underestimated her. Born in Japan in 2001, Kimura spent most of her childhood in karate, where she dominated the junior ranks and won multiple national championships. She later represented Japan in amateur boxing, but her results were far from spectacular. After losing both of her amateur boxing bouts, few people expected her to make an immediate impact as a professional fighter. But the main takeaway from those losses? Something that nobody talked about. The style she developed, unlike anything her opponents had seen before. She combined her karate background with kickboxing fundamentals. She began to distinguish herself with her lightning-fast sidekick that controlled distance, disrupted attacks, and set up everything else she threw. Before long, fans began calling it the Mona kick. So far, she has only had 4 professional kickboxing fights where her opponents didn't take her for serious. And guess what? They all ended up crushing on the canvas or with injuries. Her first professional kickboxing fight was on November 20th, 24th, when she faced Ojiwara. Ojiwara entered the ring confidently, with more experience and belief that Kimura was an inexperienced karate fighter trying her luck in kickboxing. She tried to pressure Kimura and force her into close exchanges, but Kimura flipped the script and took the fight under control. Less than 2 minutes into the opening round, Kimura landed a crushing straight left that sent Ojiwara stumbling backward. In less than 2 minutes, Kimura turned her professional debut into a statement. Despite this big success, the criticism didn't stop there. It followed her into her next fights as well. Her second professional debut was in January 2025, facing Yuka. After her explosive debut, many fans believed veteran fighter Yuka would finally expose the weaknesses in Kimura's game. But just because she was older, tougher, and far more experienced, it didn't mean she was better than her younger opponent. Yuka confidently walked into the ring and prepared for the side kick that everyone was talking about. But Kimura controlled the fight from the opening seconds, peppering Yuka with fast kicks to the body, arms, and head. As the rounds went on, frustration began to show on Yuka's face. She never found a way inside and spent the entire fight reacting rather than attacking. By the final bell, Kimura won this fight by a unanimous decision. 5 months later, Kimura stepped into the ring with Satoko Ozawa. Despite the hype that was growing rapidly around her, Ozawa, a 41-years-old Japanese fighter with many years of experience in the ring, had nothing to worry about putting Kimura in her place. She had spent years competing against some of Japan's toughest fighters, so Kimura seemed like an easy deal for her. From the opening round, Ozawa showed that she had a perfect plan to neutralize Kimura's kicking attack. But probably she hadn't prepared a plan B. Kimura quickly took control and fired a sharp left hand that opened a nasty cut above Ozawa's eye. By the second round, the cut had become too severe for the fight to continue. So the doctor stepped in and waved it off. The biggest test of Kimura's young career came in April 2026, when she faced South Korean champion Yoonji Choi. Unlike previous opponents, Choi spent quite a long time studying Kimura's unusual style and came with a detailed game plan. Most believed that Kimura would finally be defeated, so the hype before this match was enormous. But once they stepped into the ring, Kimura came up with other ideas. From the opening round, she constantly changed her rhythm, bounced in and out of range, and fired side kicks from angles that were nearly impossible to predict.
And there you go. Now
I know what you mean by she's not as tall as Choi, Mike.
Good old thing with all the titles.
Right.
Focus on Rebecca Talk. Look, was a former All-Japan Junior Karate champion, 7 times consecutive.
And even right there, she threw a kick, which...
Beautiful left hand. And there's the side kick again to the breasts of Choi.
An
accident where he could literally only throw kicks off one leg, and this is what he did.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, Mona's leg to her right. She can't stand there like that.
Here, with that leg, with that single leg side kick.
Right.
For Choi to find something. She really does need to pull out all the stops and go for broke now. Kimura, who will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Looks like she's about to unwrap an early gift. Techniques in karate, then a Yoko get his side kick.
Right. And the other thing,
After 3 rounds of technical domination, Kimura secured a unanimous decision victory and improved to 4-0 as a professional.
No doubt about it. Mona Kimura.
Kimura's story is still just beginning, but one thing has already become clear. The fighters who looked at her size, her smile, or her limited experience and thought she would be an easy opponent all learned the same lesson: underestimating. Mona Kimura is a mistake. With every fight, she continues to prove that confidence can be far more dangerous than experience alone. And the scary part? She's only getting started. The question is, who will be the next fighter to find out the hard way why they should have taken her seriously from the very beginning?